Okay, for all you new motorcycle riders who have high performance machines, here's a couple of thoughts on friction. The friction between your tire and the road. The friction between your tires and the road is constantly varying. Sometimes you have lots of friction, other times you don't have so much friction. And keeping track of the road surface is important because you want to know approximately what kind of friction you have between your motorcycle and the road. You have to really go easy on a motorcycle if the road is slightly wet and has just been recently rained on. For instance, just like with cars, if you get a light rain, just enough to wet the surface of the road, the friction drops way down. If you have a high-powered motorcycle and you turn on the gas really hard, you could break that rear wheel free, and this could cause a problem for you. Same with the front wheel in rainy or just recently wet conditions. You lean on those front brakes and you could lock it up real easy, and down you go. So just being aware that as soon as the road gets a little bit wet, friction drops way down is a good thing to know. Other friction indicators are the color of the road or the darkness of the road. You'll notice in the center of any lane it's always darker, and the reason for this is vehicles drop oil in that section and it builds up, and the darker the road surface, the greater the amount of oil is on the road. This is another thing you want to keep track of. You have to know that when you're riding in the center of that lane on the darkened section, that friction between your motorcycle's tires and the road may have dropped off, say, 8-10%. So when you're in that situation, you don't lean on the brakes too hard and you don't lean on the gas too hard. Another thing that causes change in the friction is paint. The painted lines on the road give you different friction from the road itself. And this is another thing that you should keep in mind. If you're going over a painted line, over a white painted line, or any colored painted line, the friction's going to vary and it's going to drop off some. It could be as little as 1 or 2%. It could be 8 or 9%. This makes a difference, especially on a high-powered motorcycle. Another dangerous friction surface problem can occur if you're riding along and you see a wet spot on the road, or a small puddle, or especially a stream of liquid that's been dropped onto the road. This could be oil. If it's oil, you've got to stay out of it, because if you get into that, it's just like riding on ice. Another friction affecting factor is the speed that you're going at. The faster you're going, the less friction you have with the road. This is because at slower speeds, your tire puts more tread on the road than it does at high speeds. Example, at speeds say under 10 miles an hour, if you lock up your front and rear brakes, you'll almost fly over the handlebars. It'll stop you so fast. Now, if you're doing 60 miles an hour down the road and you grab onto the brakes really hard, your tires are going to tend to want to break free. Your rear tire will probably break free immediately, and if you're skillful, your front tire will bind but not break free. The reason you run into this lack of friction at high speeds, once again, is because the tire itself is putting less rubber on the road at higher speeds. Another road surface problem is sand, gravel, or anything that's loose on the road surface. When you're riding over that, it's you have to be very careful, especially in a superbike, that you don't lock up your wheels and end up wrecking your motorcycle and possibly you. So keep a close eye on those road surfaces as you ride your motorcycle. It could make the difference between you having a nice ride and you having a not so pleasant ride to the hospital. Well, anyhow, these are just a few things to keep in mind when you're going out for your little cruise down the road. Another thing to keep in mind is you want to subscribe to my channel, and also you want to click that little old thumbs up like button down beneath the video. That would be appreciated. Well, anyhow, keep the rubber side down, stay safe out there. Remember, folks, there's danger everywhere. And also, remember, I'll be back.